Alright guys, watch this clip. Let's watch it again. This is an odd way for two men to shake hands. This looks very much like a grip to me, and it's not too difficult to research this subject, by the way. I don't want to lead you one way or another really, but you can research what these grips mean. Notice how the thumb is pushed into the middle of the back of the hand, and Charlie Veitch's thumb is searching for a gap or a knuckle. Now when Charlie was interviewed about this, or he was asked a question about it, he said, well, it was just a coincidence, just an accident. The hands fell into this position accidentally. Well, I think we've got three options. I think either it is a grip of some kind, Masonic or otherwise, or it's purely coincidental, and he's right, it's just the way that the hands fell, or this was planned as a piss take. Yes, he's extracting the urine, and I think it's the latter one, and I think he does it deliberately, and he's been known to do stuff like this before. But hold on, before we move on, I want to show you some more examples of this, let's call it a handshake. Yes, look, okay, isn't that what we've just seen, or something very similar? Remember, Charlie's hand is a lot bigger than the other fella's, and so it's pushed the other fella's thumb further across the back of the hand. Yeah, but really this is what we've got. We've got a hand that is horizontal and one that is vertical in format. So that's the picture blown up. This Pope was known as the anti-Pope. He's about to cover it up with his left hand using a cover grip to hide it. Here's Ratzinger and Blair using a very similar grip, where the thumbs are pushed into the either the back of the hand or between knuckles or on knuckles, and you can research this, it's not difficult to research. Okay, but make your own mind up about it. It's kind of difficult to not think that this is something contrived. As I said, a piss take probably. But with all the furore going off around Charlie Veitch just lately with his 9/11 interview, if you've not heard that, go blimey, go and listen to it. The man is either an insider or has been got at by some kind. Here's Billy Graham, Paul Crouch, and the lady, and it's again a very, very similar grip with the thumb being pushed between the knuckles or on the knuckle. Okay, watch this next clip.
The Arab Spring revolutions have already come to Great Britain. We are standing in solidarity with normal human beings all over the world which are throwing off the shackles of oppression, tyranny, ignorance and stupidity which are fed to us by the mainstream media, with a few small examples. And I'd like to also give a shout out to Shiv from The Guardian for actually writing the truth in a big article. The Arab Spring revolutions have already come to Great Britain. We are standing in solidarity with normal human beings all over the world which are throwing off the shackles of oppression, tyranny, ignorance and stupidity which are fed to us by the mainstream media, with a few small examples. And I'd like to also give a shout out to Shiv from The Guardian for actually writing the truth in a big article. The Arab Spring revolution.
So here's Veitch with his Karl Marx style beard and his Communist Party shirt, his Workers' Party shirt, even though he's walked straight out of a bank. Yeah, it does trouble me, especially when you listen to what he's saying on there. What he's doing is supporting the riots in Egypt and in Libya, and suggesting that the downfall of these governments is in the interests of the people, and of course brought about by the people. But remember, America and the UK has a long history of inciting trouble, inciting violence in other countries to bring about the downfall of the government so that they can install their own puppet governments in place, and I think this is what has happened in Egypt, and is happening in Libya at the moment, and then Syria, etc., etc., until we get to Iran. Okay, listen to this next video, or watch this next video, and it should ring some alarm bells. There it is.
Sorry, sir, the border's shut.
Okay, block it now, thank you. Thanks guys, cheers. That's it, the border is now enacted. I'm sorry, everyone on this side, you're not allowed on the other side.
Sorry, sir, we're going to have to send you back.
What? Can you show me your papers? No. Well, I need something to show me that you have a right.
Now, the one thing that you notice about Charlie Cveitch is that he's able to swap between roles. So sometimes you'll see him with a beard and his Communist Party workers green shirt on, and the next minute you see him in a shirt and tie, clean shaven, depending what role he's playing. So he's able to swap backwards and forwards, which of course he does with his viewpoints too. So what he does is he gets people on side and drags them one way, and then after a while changes tack, says, oh no, actually I've changed my mind, and starts dragging them the other way. And what we've got now, he's got something like 50,000 subscribers or whatever it is, and I would say half of them probably are probably more confused now than they were when they first subscribed, because originally you start to agree with him and then he changes tack, and you're almost forced to accept what he's saying and change tack with him. So you've got to be very careful with people like this. Follow no one, I think, is the best advice that I've seen. But on a more serious note, here what he's saying is, this video is called No One is Illegal. Now, if you read up on what the New World Order is all about, remember the New World Order is an idea, it's not a group of people, it's an idea. And part of the idea is to create this borderless melting pot of humanity, this grey, beige, populace, yes, all of the same intellect, yes, all eating a bowl of rice a day. Isn't that Marxism? I'm sure it is. But here he's saying that anyone should be allowed to enter Britain. We shouldn't be saying that people that enter without permission are illegal. Well, I beg to differ. This is a tiny island, and if we open the gates, which is what we've done in the past 10 years or so, look at what's happened now. Yes, the Office of National Statistics that are doing the census, their representative that came to my door was quite open about it and said actually there's about 4 million illegal immigrants in the UK. Now that's not to say that these people are necessarily bad people, not at all, but what we've got is 4 million human beings walking around the streets of Britain, and let's ask some logical questions. Human beings have to eat, they have to have food and clothing and heat, they have to keep warm and so on. So what are they living on? Where are they living? What are they eating? Where are they getting money from? Who's employing them? Etc, etc. 4 million people is a lot of people to be running around the streets of this tiny island unchecked. And so Cveitch here is saying, look, just let them all come in. Let them all come in. Let them all run across the border. Here he is. Look, all immigration controls are unjust and racist. Oh, really? How does he figure that out? I don't get it. So again, you make your own mind up about this guy, but you know, when you look at the evidence and you look what he says about 9/11, he just spouts the American government line that it wasn't an inside job, that an airliner did hit the Pentagon. He said that there was wing and engine damage to the walls either side of the little hole in the Pentagon, which of course we know there wasn't. I mean, if you remember, there was a computer sat on a shelf undamaged right at the side of the hole. So yeah, make your own mind up about this guy, but remember, look at all the evidence Listen to what he's saying. This guy is very clever, and he gets up very early. I'll give him that. But let me tell you something. By the time he's out of bed, I've already done half a day's work. Thanks for watching.